Well, hello, hello, hello. I'm Heather Pristansky, and I just wanted to shoot a couple quick videos today. We'll release them over the next few days, but I really have been thinking, and as I've been immersing myself into the Step Up Society community. If you don't know what Step Up Society is, just head on over to heatherpristanskycoaching.com/Step Up Society. It's weekly coaching and mentorship for less than the cost of a Frappuccino a day. But as I've been immersing myself into this community, I've been finding that everybody is, I've been talking to people and asking them, what is your core issue? What are the things that you want to work on right now, right in this instant? And although I'm getting different answers, like I need to work on my funnel sequences, I need to work on my email open rates, I need to work on, I need to work on my outreach, I need to work on my sales closing, I need to work on my positioning, I need to work on my value statement. Those are some of the answers that came up. Really, what it came down to is they all just wanted to work on how to get more clients. And the funny thing is that what I'm seeing more and more with my clients and with members of Step Up Society is that everybody's just overcomplicating everything. Honestly, like we're kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm not getting the clients, my vision statement must be off. Or oh my gosh, I'm not getting the clients, my copywriting must stink. Oh my gosh, I'm not getting the clients, so my funnel isn't working. And we don't put measures in place to test these things. We just assume that that's the reason we're not getting clients. Really and truly, probably the reason you're not getting clients is because A, you're focusing on long-term solutions and you're not giving them enough time. And B, you are not doing enough action as is necessary in order to reach the result that you want. And so I talked about this in a recent podcast appearance, how everything takes a lot more effort than we ever think that it will. Right? When I wanted my husband to marry me, it took me like 4 years to get him to propose to me. It was a lot more effort, and it was painstaking, right? It was a lot more effort than I ever thought possible. Getting my first client was a lot more effort than I ever thought that it could ever be. And what I suggest to people is that, if you know that you need to talk to, let's say, 3 people or 4 people in order to close one sale, or if you need to talk to 10 people in order to close one sale, first you need to figure out that ratio. I mean, if you haven't even talked to enough people to have closed a sale, what should you be focusing on? Probably talking to people, right? Probably having conversations, because you can't know what they want. You can't construct these funnels. You can't do all of these things until you talk to a whole ton of people. So every once in a while, I'm going to be starting this again today if you're on my Facebook, and I'll probably be reaching out to you and seeing who do you know who might be a good fit. But every once in a while, I'll go through and I will talk to as many people as I can and have physical, over the phone conversations with them to say, hey, I'll do a coaching session with them. If it feels like it's a good fit, and a lot of times they'll ask me, how do I work with you? How do I work with you further? And then we'll get into sort of how do we work with each other further. But really, the point of it is just to have the conversations in the first place. Because if I don't have the conversations in the first place, how do I know what my client's language is? How do I know what my clients are thinking? How do I know what my clients are struggling with? How do I know any of these things? I'm guessing. I'm guessing, right? I mean, geez. So if you want more clients, have more conversations. And a lot of people think, well, where do I get the conversations, right? And that's where we really underestimate the effort. I was speaking to a young lady yesterday, and she was starting up her network marketing business, and she was like, well, nobody has wanted to do a party yet. And I'm like, okay, well, how many people do you reach out to on a weekly basis? Well, about 3 to 4. Right? So 3 to 4 isn't getting you isn't giving you the answer that you desire. So why not reach out to 10 or 12 people a week, right? Why not reach out to 30 people a week? When I go through and I want to speak to maybe 100 people over a couple of months, usually over about 3 months, I'll reach out to 20 people a day. That's a lot of people. That's a few hundred people a month. That's 100 people a week, right? Oh my goodness, that's a lot of people. And that's a lot of activity. But you can make 15, 20 phone calls in an hour. I promise you. If it's just a quick inviting them into a conversation, you can make 15 or 20 phone calls in an hour. You can call local businesses if you work with businesses, and you can ask them for a meeting, right? And if you call 20 of them, at least one or two is going to take you up on it. And if nobody takes you up on it, then you probably want to look a little bit at your verbiage and then try again tomorrow. Call another 20, right? And then another 20, and then another 20. I spoke to this young lady and they said, she was like, well, do I just call my ideal clients? I said, well, that depends. It depends on the conversation you're going to have, right? There's two different conversations that you can have. You can be inviting them into a conversation about working together, or you can be just walking them into some sort of who do you know conversation and taking advantage of their network and asking them to help you out. I do this a lot, right? I mean, if you hear from me, it's not likely me asking you like, hey, we should work together. It's likely me going out and reaching out and saying, hey, I'm doing this, and maybe I've tapped out my network of people. Like, who do you know who might be a good fit? Do you mind introducing me to them? The lighting just went kind of weird, went kind of blue. I don't know why. The sun's kind of hiding behind a cloud. So, there's, with those two different conversations, the who do you know, that might not be your ideal client, but they might know who somebody who is, right? You need to think about who might know somebody who is my ideal client, right? Ask those people, like, who do you know who might be a good fit for this? I get people all the time who'll be like, oh yeah, my friend so-and-so. I just spoke to a lady yesterday who, the only reason I knew she existed was because a colleague that I had made, who is not an ideal client for me, she's not even in business, right, she introduced me to her. And she said, oh, my friend, she has this really great business, but she's really stuck on some of her psychology. She really gets kind of stressed out. I think that it would be great for you two to have a conversation. So we had a short conversation. I ended up giving her some resources, and we're going to continue to stay in touch, and she may become a member of Step Up Society, or, who knows, right? So your problem is not your funnel. Your problem is not your email. Your problem is not that your product isn't the right thing. Your problem is not that your message isn't the right message. Clearly, as you start getting clients and as you start getting full with clients, these are things that you want to perfect to make it easier for you in the future. But I can guarantee you that these are not the reasons that you aren't getting clients, right? The reason you're not getting clients is because you are not projecting enough effort into having conversations, and you're focusing on all the wrong things. You're focusing on building a funnel when you don't have any clients to begin with. Like, why not focus on having conversations, right? And then after you have those conversations, you're going to really learn, oh my gosh, there was this great commonality between these 100 people that I talked to. So maybe if I built out an automated funnel towards this, I'm going to strike gold. And I'm also going to know exactly who to target, right? Because I can take these people and now I've collected some information from them. I can, maybe get them onto a freebie, collect their cookie information, then create a lookalike audience, and then I can market to them that way, right? That's a much more effective way of doing it than just sort of taking this guesswork and being like, oh, I watched a webinar and they told me that I needed to do periscoping, and so now I need to do periscoping, right? That's how I'm going to get clients. It's going to be my magical solution. And then 2 weeks later, you watch a webinar that tells you like, hey, you need to be creating passive income sources, or you need to write a book, or you need to do this, or you need to do that, and you're working on all these different projects. Focus on one freaking thing at a time, right? Focus on one thing at a time, and that one thing, if you don't have enough clients, should be conversations. All right. So those are my thoughts for the day. If you guys haven't already, make sure you check out Step Up Society, because I got to tell you, people are inside and they are raving about it. It is awesome. Oh, Shyla Ray's coming to say hi. Sorry, cat butt. It's heatherbristanskicoaching.com/Step Up Society. When you go there, there's going to be a little drop down thingy asking you if you want to give your email and if you want to get some free training. There's a 3-part video series as well as a workbook on how to uncover your true purpose that will come along with that, so you can get a bit of a sneak peek or a sneak preview to Step Up Society by filling that out. All right, guys. So I'm going to see you in the next video, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day and get out there and do some conversations. Okay, bye.